Dirty folks, dirty folks, dirty folks. Knows your soul, knows your soul.
What's going on, guys? I want to kill Boomer Week with Oprah Winfrey. We all know who she is. Y'all know her. Y'all love her. I think Oprah has done worse for the actuality of black women, giving them hope without giving them skill sets, than anybody else that I could think of. I don't like Oprah for a myriad of reasons. I don't like Oprah because Oprah doesn't like me. I don't think y'all realize how, as I came into this game, like I was a kid rapping, hanging out with all the hip hop artists of my time, like Twista and Juice and Rhyme Fest and um, uh, just a bunch of them, man. And a lot of them became talented. Billy Wamstad, shout out to Upski at Double XL Magazine, T.A. Money, Terry Moore, and during the course while I'm hanging out in this new energy, this hip hop energy, there's this chubby chick from Mississippi that moved to Chicago, and all she says is how she hates rap, she hates rappers, she hates the genre, the culture, she hates everything that I'm embracing at that time. So I was like, you know what, Oprah not for me, and I just let it be what it is. Then she started not only going against rappers, then she started a book club. So by now I'm writing books, and then I'm realizing she's not bringing black male authors on her show. So really she's saying screw black men all the way around the board, and she's really worshiping women, and really middle class white women at some point, because she didn't start off like that. She started off as a jock shock, bringing in single moms and Klansmen and things like that. But it was wild in the 80s, man. Geraldo, Donahue. It was banana shows. Jenny Jones. Shout out to Jenny Jones. And 30 years later, 40 years later almost, we get to see the results of this. So I don't want to talk about Oprah too much, even though there's a lot to talk about with Oprah, but I'm going to breeze through it. That's why we just a pre-record. And I really want to get into SheHulk being the epitome of everything that we talked about during Boomer Week, about blacks needing the assistance of whites, women shouldn't have to be submissive to their man, that they own people, a woman shouldn't be identified by the accomplishments of a man, all type of bullshit that the colored say to keep you enslaved because they hate you. And I want to run through this real quick. So this is Oprah. You know Oprah's story. Not gonna go through it. I want to show you what has happened to this whole Oprah empire since the market opened up, and how this affects the type of women you want to date. Okay, so at some point, come in for a minute. I wasn't gonna come on, but I'm gonna come in. At some point, Oprah realized that nothing works out for you if you deal with black women directly. You have to employ them. You can't put them in a position of power. And if you look at Oprah shows, then you only see one black girl on any of the shows that Oprah really does and has their own production power, and that's Tamara Hall. And shout out to Tamara Hall, man. Tamara Hall was in Chicago for a minute, just as she was going through her tour in life. And I had a huge crush on Tamara Hall. And I remember my boy Brian invited me to a Beyonce concert about 10, 15 years ago. And he invited me to a Beyonce concert. I was like, man, I don't want to see no Beyonce. He was going with his wife. He had an extra ticket. And he came back the next day like, yo, bro, my wife cousin Tamara Hall. You would have been sitting next to Tamara Hall. You know you love Tamara Hall. I love Tamara Hall more than I love Beyonce. So shout out to Tamara Hall, even though she married that white man that had the beige baby. Shout out to Tamara Hall for being one that lasts. You know you don't see Ayana, the Ayana shown here. You see Ellen DeGeneres. You see Dr. Oz. You see Dr. Phil. You see the Nate Burkett show, which I just found out about today. You see Rachel Ray. I love me some Rachel Ray too. And you see Tamara Hall. Tamara Hall is the only black woman who gets to produce her own show that Oprah rocks with. Every other she's tried with Gail, she's tried with Ayana, she's tried with other black women. It never works out because black girls don't know shit. They just do shit, and they live comparatively, so they think they can do shit because Oprah do shit, and Oprah gonna handle it for them and give them all the credit, the same way they treat men. But it didn't work out like that because Oprah bought a guap. Anyway, but everything that Oprah was really trying to do was falling off. She does have shows with other women, of course. She has sitcoms, cooking shows, all type of things, but she produces those shows and she gives them a salary. They're not allowed to control their own content. Um, they don't get a say on the budget or anything like that. She handles it as she should. So these are shows, when you look at like black women own the conversation, these are shows just to basically representation. These are representation shows to show the faces of black people in gays. Because you can't tell me Carlos King ain't gay, but I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I think he's gay. You know, so the women, gays, and felons can have a place to be represented. But the only shows that people have their own opportunity to produce are these shows right here, Ellen, Dr. And you only see one black girl. And Tamara Hall has been in the news. She's been in the news game for 25 years, so she understands the business. Oprah tried to do the magazine when she tried to branch out. Old magazine is over. Apparently being on the cover of every magazine worked out for her until it didn't. And Oprah set up a school. Hold on, wrong one. Oprah set up a school, and the school consistently has sex scandals, plumbing problems, and honestly, she had to go to South Africa to set up the school because she tried in Milwaukee initially, and it was such a failure because of the black women that they had administrating it then. I want to say this again. Black women don't know shit. They just do shit. They really want to be slaves. They just want it rebranded, another title, because they're not doing well in life. And I want to prove that point by showing you this. The median income of American black women from the age of 16 to 24 is $552 weekly. Up to the age of 24, from 25 to 54 years old, the average median income is $777 weekly, which is about $15 an hour, right? I know that one. I've had $15 an hour jobs. I'm assuming it's about $11, $12 an hour, because $10 an hour would be $400 a week. So I'm assuming it's about 12. And this is 15.50. So they keep saying that these high earners, but the statistics say that's a lie. I also want to show you that for the first time, we ain't going there yet. The median age of black people right before the pandemic in 2019, the median age was 32 years old. So you're living in a population where people are dying younger because you can't live on flaming hot Cheetos. And roughly 30% of the black population was before the age of 20. Think about that. Over a third This is crazy. Over a third, 35% were 22 years or younger. That's crazy. 30% are under 20. 35. So that's an extra whole 5% in those couple years. Let me tell you something. These Generation X bitches are being single mothers at a rapid rate. They killing babies and having babies at the same clip. They double breasted, my nigga. Two gun Tony. These women are out here just randomly, arbitrarily dropping them off, man, like the stork. You see this, bro. Because 53% of black men don't even have kids. Then you got the men that's married. That's 32% of black men. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of black men have married Marias, even though Kiesha keep worrying about Becky, we marrying Marias at a rapid rate. And from the ones who are single fathers who have one kid and pay their child support, like, yo, I hate my baby mama, there's very few black men, less than 4% of black men, well, around 4%, 4 to 6% of black men have kids by 3 or more women, while 64% of black women have kids by 3 or more men. So these chicks are sleeping with the same 4 dudes and reproducing the earth, my G. And that's fine, but just understand that they're having pregnancies for poverty because they need the baby to get a free house because they don't know stuff. They just do stuff. They are out here lost. And bro, they are in a bad shape, bro. They look like my head now went to bed without a do-rag. They look scruffy out here in the real world. Don't listen to these chicks. They live a filter lifestyle. They are doing bad out here. And you can buy you a girl for minimum wage. Her life would be better with you giving her 1/3, 1/8, giving her 1/8 of what she would earn in the workplace and letting her sleep on your couch. Then her life will be trying to deal with her life alone. Man, I'm sure y'all a secretary, man. Y'all gonna get these secretaries. Anyway, so with all that being said, this is the legacy of Oprah. Of Oprah encouraging women that they don't need a man, they should go get a career and all that. And all that blends down to, because I didn't really want to talk about Oprah like that, all that blends down to SheHulk. We're gonna check out the SheHulk trailer. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna do a quick review on it, and I'm gonna tell you how this relates to the cat lady lifestyle that Oprah Winfrey has been promoting upon these feminists and these young black girls for the past almost 40 years. So let's check it out.
Being a superhero is a trial by fire. Who's gonna protect the world if not people like you?
Jennifer Walters. I'm a lawyer. I have great friends.
Can we get some shots, please? It's an emergency.
A demanding job.
We just started a superhuman law division, and
Pause. Okay, I want y'all to realize a couple of things real quick. So on this trailer, she's talking about she has great friends. She had one friend. And all you need in this world is one friend. I just don't know why she pluralized it. That was crazy. And she's supposed to be a superhero. People know who she is, and they want to create a law department because she's supposed to be a lawyer. We're gonna get into that in a minute. I want to take the law part because the law part is the Oprah initiative. But there's something else that's about to happen, which is the Amos Wilson slash Dr. Claude Anderson angle that we talked about earlier this week.
want you to be the face of it.
And a frustrating family.
Cause we didn't ask for this, but you still gotta deal with it.
Okay, so check this out. Here's my issue with this. This is kind of funny, but here's my issue. A couple of things. Number one, in order for a female to be relevant, she needs the cosign of a male. They keep telling you that they don't need no man, but time after time after time, they show that women are basically irrelevant unless they are co-signed by a man. For the black guys who seeing this, the reason that you feel invisible is because you empower, which means you give your power to. You empower toddlers at such an early age and then beg her for power back. Ask her for permission to use the power that you gave her. Everybody else, they do it later. So you see situations like this. Another problem I have with this, though, this is my biggest problem, and this is just the nerd in me. Why is there a Professor Banner? If he's calm, shouldn't he be Bruce Banner talking to his cousin? Shouldn't both of them be just regular people? Why is he still? This is how they try to steal the star power. There's also an article, by the way. Oh, I'll talk about that later. Let's check this out.
Transformations are triggered by anger and fear.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just existing.
Shout out to her though. Let me take that back. He said, "Man, your powers are triggered by anger and fear." And she said, "That's pretty much the existence of every woman." And that's facts. That's kind of funny though. I ain't gonna front. All right, anyway. That's kind of funny. I ain't gonna front. But that is the base of the gamma powers. Anger and fear turns Bruce Banner into the Incredible Hulk. And she like, shit, anger and fear, that's every minute every day for a woman. That's hilarious, and it's also true. I'm about to bring that back though. That's hilarious.
You still gotta deal with it. Your transformations are triggered by anger and fear.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just existing. Oh. Bruce, kind of feels like if I don't transform, I'm gonna die.
Yes, yes, yes. No, no.
Okay, so here's my issue with that. Even though it's funny, that is the Incredible Hulk. That man has fought Thor. That man has fought Galactus. Galactus, my G. There is no way in the world that the Incredible Hulk would be afraid of a scared or angry woman. This is how they psychologically program you to say even the most swole, omnipotent, no upper limit, omega powered superhero like the Incredible Hulk is scared of a girl. Quit being scared of girls. It was funny, but the subliminal messaging is wow.
I just want to be a normal, anonymous lawyer.
Can you tell us where SheHulk is?
Jen, you're a story now.
Girl, your ass looks crazy right now.
Shout out to white girls wanting asses. Shout out to that.
You could be an Avenger.
Oh, I'm not a superhero. That is for billionaires and narcissists and adult orphans for some reason. Is there anything more depressing than
Hold on. That's for y'all Tinder bros. This is y'all Tinder bros. This is why your lives are so empty, bro. They say 64% more men than women on Tinder. Tinder isn't real life. But yo, this is what they do, bro. This is how they figure out they gonna sleep with you in 2 minutes using a thumb, bro. This not real, bro. Stay offline, man. Hunt in the wild, bro. This is funny, but
is there anything more depressing than dating in your 30s?
This is the best date I've had in a while.
Oh,
Should we split some fries?
let's get those to go.
shout out to him for being cheap and wanting to split some French fries. But this right here is some real aggressive buster shit. Like, yo, French fries to go. Bro, never. I promise you, bro. I promise you, if a girl pick me up and try to carry me to the bathroom, to the bedroom, bro, we fighting, man. We fighting. Let me show you something about how they try to empower these toddlers, though, to think that they could be She-Hulk, like they could really be a lawyer. I'm just going off the lawyer part. Another reason, even though the Hulk is the original Hulk, by the way, the original TV Hulk was Lee Haney. Google him. He was Mr. Olympian, black guy. They never mention him. The third season, they got Lou Ferrigno. Mention him all the time. Never mention Lee Haley. Lee Haley was really Arnold Schwarzenegger before Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he was black and they blackballed him. It was really messed up. Anyway, but before you get these colored girls hope, let's look at how many female lawyers it is. Because I hear y'all on all type of shows about child support, like get you a female lawyer. Man, you better not get you no motherfucker. But check this out. The most common ethnicity of trial lawyers. We're just talking trial lawyers. are white, 79%, followed by Hispanic or Latino at 7%, and Asian at 6%. 79 plus 6 is 85, 85 plus 7 is 92. So 92% of trial lawyers, which is what you think about when you think law, are non-black. So that leaves 8% for the coloreds, right? So at most 8% of lawyers can be black. I got two black cousins. I got two cousins that's lawyers. Shout out to Michael and Harry. So there are black lawyers, but they don't do trial. They work at TV stations and things like that. Lawyers by gender. There's 29% of lawyers that are female. Even if you say that black women are most educated, whatever you want to say, out that 8% that could be lawyers, another 29% of that 8%. So what's that, like 2? Like, women don't do like real jobs. Anyway, this is something I found very interesting though when I was looking it up. There was a point in this, they were talking about the retention of female lawyers. Yeah. That I found very, very very interesting. Hold on, I pass it up. You know what, guys? I think I actually clicked it. Oh man, I took it off. Okay, so since I messed up and I took off that tab, I'll tell you what it said. It said that male and female lawyers have similar satisfaction ratings for working, although less women want to be lawyers and more women quit law during their JL than male lawyers, which doesn't say that male lawyers don't, right? It simply means that more women do. So if you guys saw the movie with Adam Sandler when he adopted the boy, when he found the kid and he was working at a toll booth on the expressway, and everybody was like, but bro, all you gotta do is pass the bar. Like, he had already gone through law school, he just didn't pass the bar so he could practice. Most women do that. Most women go to school because they like going to school, but then when they get close to the time they actually have to work and perform, they be like, yo, I just work at a hotel. So they got all this legal knowledge. They sound smart, they can tell you shit, but they're not lawyers and they don't go back to get their bar. Most of them quit before the bar, before they even have to take their bar. And the second thing that they were talking about is women who become lawyers. If they're seasoned, then they're good. But they're talking about poor work experiences and poor work conditions because they're women. Not because they're an intern, not because they're, you know what I'm saying, trying to work their way up the ladder. Not that men don't go through the same thing, like he don't put his food in the same refrigerator just because they're women. So I need you guys to understand that this whole Oprah empowerment thing, her being the face of it, because for some reason y'all only listen to women, for her being the face of it, I need to show you guys this is her legacy. Part of her legacy is telling women they can be whatever they want to be, which they can, and then realizing they don't want to be shit because they don't know shit, they just do shit. The last thing I want to show you, we're gonna bring it right back to Oprah. The last thing I want to show you guys is there's a high school in New Jersey that opens up on Friday nights to give their kids something to do. And this was an Oprah related story because Oprah gave them some money, and it's a real quick clip. But here's the issue. The issue is, watch this. Let's play it out.
Brought you the story of a New Jersey school principal who opened Westside High School on Friday nights to give his students a place to go. The Lights On program provides children with warm meals, a place to let loose, and even a room to do their laundry. Principal Cook believes in order to improve test scores, we have to address basic needs. His heroic efforts inspired Oprah Winfrey, who on Friday surprised Cook and nearly 400 of his students with the funds to keep the program going. Here is a look at her visit.
Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet. Put your hands together for Gil, Key, and Oprah.
I promise to God, Oprah Winfrey looks just like my childhood next door neighbor. I'm gonna do a podcast with her too, cause she like telling the story when I threw with Kiesha outside naked. But just like her, yo. When my homegirl work at a bank, she don't get paid no money.
Listen up. So I heard about Westside, okay? And all the great things that are happening here. So I'm gonna leave here tonight and leave you with $500,000. So thank you so much.
Guys, let me just say this real quick. She gave that program $500,000, man. And the reason that there's 400 kids in the program, $500,000, what's that, $12,000 per kid? She's basically raising somebody else's kid. The fact that the principal, and men are awesome, I understand why he did it, but he shouldn't have done it. The reason that he set up a public school and made it a proxy boarding school just so the kids can have somewhere to eat and do laundry and do homework is another case of women can't do shit right. These toddlers should not be parents, bro. I swear to God, they shouldn't. If you're in a position where you can't wash your kids' clothes, I keep telling you they don't want to do nothing, bro. These toddlers don't want to do nothing. They don't want to feed their kids. They don't want to do the laundry. They don't want to help with homework. They don't want to find out who their kids' friends are. These toddlers don't want to do nothing. To the point that when a strange man has to stand up, and shout out to that principal, even though I think it's misplaced, but shout out to that principal. When a man has to stand up and say, man, these are basic needs that children have to have service, that it becomes a national news story to the point that Oprah comes through to quote unquote keep the lights on, because these whores are horrible, bro. And all she's doing is paying back the money that she owes the game for making these women feel like they can make it in life without husbands and fathers, man. It's only gonna get worse until you try a buck. It's only gonna get worse. You try, but you can go your own way. You can passport, bro. But please believe, bro, that the American culture travels quicker than you can travel. So within the next few years, wherever you are, it's gonna be their version of where you just left. You got to take a stand, man. I'm like Gandalf, man. Thou shalt not pass, bro. It is getting ridiculous, man. So shout out to Oprah for trying to clean up our own mess. Anyway, love each other as you love yourself. Feed the pack. I'll be on a little bit later to do a live about something I actually care about. I just wanted to finish up Boomer Week, man. These boomers are horrible. Let's get it, guys.
Dirty folks. Dirty folks. Dirty folks. Know your soul. Know your soul.
Toddler tales are crazy stories that could only happen to me. Each tale is endorsed by Toddlerology and the Marry Your Secretary courses. In a world where toddlers are only loyal to her employer, learn the skills needed to train your toddler to work at your relationship like she works at her job. There's courses for every level of your relationship status, including polygamy. Need support? Join scheduled study groups with other Toddlerology members. Click the link below. And now, back to today's story.